Wow, Ryan Murphy's never been so nice, ever. I'm gonna faint. Thank you, Ryan. That was so beautiful. I am so blessed to be your friend and in the lives of you and David and the kids. I'm very honored to be here today and to be recognized for my association with LA Kitchen. The person who should really be honored is Robert Edgar, who has spent the better part of 3 decades on a concept that, if it were a technical innovation, would be attracting hundreds of millions of dollars in VC funding. It's predicated on efficiency and empathy of tapping into a system that generates a lot of waste when there is a profound need for that waste. LA Kitchen, which opened this year and will be fully up and running early next, is the sister to DC Kitchen, which Robert started 25 years ago, and here is how it works. The world produces enough food to feed the global population of 7 billion. However, 1/3 of that food goes to waste, and 1 in 8 people, including many children, go hungry as a result of it. 50 million of those people are here in the United States, and nearly 2 million of them are in Los Angeles. So here's what Robert does. He taps into the food supply, and he takes produce and food that might not be cosmetically perfect or considered too ripe for a grocery store, and he reclaims it. But it doesn't stop there. Here are some more sobering statistics. 47% of children who grew up in foster care are unemployed. And according to a study in New York State recently, 60% of ex-convicts are unemployed 1 year after their release. So Robert takes kids who have recently been emancipated from the foster care system and men and women who have recently been incarcerated, and he teaches them how to be line cooks, setting them up for internships and jobs in restaurants throughout Los Angeles. Then the line chefs in training take the food and they prepare from scratch healthy meals for the underserved, including the elderly, the homeless, and kids in after-school programs. Next year, they will produce 1 million meals and grow up from there. So that's pretty great. Yes, if it was a tech innovation, he would be a billionaire. On that note, I wanted to leave you with a word from Robert. It's just beautiful. Well, I'm not going to leave you because I have another piece to this, but I'll try and make it as quickly as possible. He said, "All my models take things our society thinks aren't pretty or important, bruised fruit, bent veggies, felons, addicts, and older people, and we reveal their true beauty and value. In our kitchen, all food has power and all people have potential." It's beautiful. So it's an exciting time to be a woman. When I was a kid, the power of women or women power was a phrase that seemed to carry in it a call to action, a dream of what could be in the future. The women that I grew up around, they seemed to feel their power, but they also seemed to shy away from the full expression of it, or they expressed it in unthreatening ways that were not disruptive. When I was a young woman in Hollywood, if you were a woman focused on building your career, you were labeled ambitious, and it was a bad word. It was said with disgust, "She's so ambitious." So I was decidedly not, and adopted a kind of how did this happen to me approach. You know, I believed that wanting my success was somehow a bad thing. I was told to temper my use of SAT words in interviews because it made me unlikable. Today, however, the power of women rings a bit differently, and you can feel the shift. I think that we are at a fascinating and critical pivot. We're just on the threshold of something. My peers, my sisters, really, and I have this conversation regularly. The fear of how we are perceived seems to be waning, and things are being brought into the light. Ashley Judd's recent brave interview for Variety encapsulated this beautifully. Women in our industry, Meryl Streep, Patricia Arquette, Charlize Theron, Viola Davis, are speaking about the experience of being a woman in Hollywood. And there no longer seems to be the same fear of retribution or coming off in a way that makes us unsavory or unhireable. We are empowering each other. We are encouraging each other to change business models, to try new ventures. And while the culture continues to try to keep us in a frenzy of petty competition and smallness, we are banding together to support each other, to give each other advice, to change that existing culture. And yes, we suffer some slings and arrows along the way. Not me, obviously. But I feel that those slings and arrows fortify us to more clearly make the distinction between that external culture and our internal power. I believe that we are on the verge of creating a new archetype. It is possible to be a woman who is intelligent, thoughtful, articulate, ambitious, while being a woman who is maternal, nurturing, sexual, and for other women. I believe that we are... Thank you. I believe that we are those fully integrated women. I know my daughter will be that woman. My fellow honorees, Salma Hayek, Susan Wojcicki, and Anna Kendrick, are those women. And Oprah Winfrey, the original trailblazer, is the mother of us all. I love you, Oprah. So I encourage every one of you in this room to make it your business to support and champion the women and girls in your lives and your communities, because collectively we are able to make incredible change. Thank you to Variety for conceiving of this event and for having it every year. It feels really timely and appropriate and important. Thank you so much for celebrating who we are and what we're trying to contribute. It really is an honor to stand here today with you all and feel this collective power that we're speaking of. So thank you, and thank you to my table. I love you guys. Thank you so much.